about a breaking news that is coming out of the United States Department of State. So the US State Department of State have just announced that they've just signed a major health deal with Burkina Faso. According to the information, they said the two countries have signed a 5-year bilateral health cooperation memorandum of understanding on the 25th of February 2026. Now, the initial report about this collaboration, cooperation, whatever you're going to call it, between the United States and Burkina Faso started on the 21st of February 2026. So this is a very, very good development. I know a lot of people are worried because some people that actually um, broke this information, they sensationalized it. So making people scared. And the US have even moved further to debunk a lot of narratives that are out there in the public domain. Um, like I would say, that Burkina Faso does not seek too many friends, most especially those that are not standing straight. And Burkina Faso does not seek any enemy. Okay. So, according to the information, what are the key details of this memorandum understanding that is going to last between Burkina Faso and the United States for 5 years? The framework is a 5 years memorandum of understanding focused on strengthening regional health security. Secondly, when we talk about the funding, the US is going to be funding Burkina Faso with about $147 million, approximately 80 billion CFA franc, for HIV, malaria, and disease surveillance. Now, for the HIV and AIDS, I don't think there is anything anybody can do about that. There is no alternative cure. The US pharmaceuticals produce, majority of the HIV, medications out there. That is a Western dominated sphere when it comes to the health sector. So, like I've always said for a long time, the HIV was a biological weapon to um, create dependence from the rest of the world continuously depending on the United States. But it is what it is. Local commitment. So, what will Burkina Faso impute? What will be their own input in this cooperation between the United States and Burkina Faso? Burkina Faso will increase its own domestic spending on health by $107 million. So it's not just going to be that the US is going to spend every. No, Burkina Faso is in turn going to improve their domestic spending on health by $107 million. So for me, should I call it a win-win partnership? Burkina Faso is equally going to be spending something. So the program is expected to begin in April 2026. So I don't know what you must have heard in the mainstream media or in the public domain. This is exactly what is going on. So furthermore, based on the official text of the agreement, the US is not taking any physical resources or political concession in return for the 147 million aid package. Okay? Instead, the return is a strategic security benefit, ensuring that disease outbreaks are contained locally so they do not reach our shores. According to further information, US strategic benefits. The primary, I don't know what happened. My life just got off and it came back on. I don't know. It has never happened before, but it's happening now. So, according to information, the US is going to the US primary objective is to create a tripwire system By funding surveillance and laboratories, the US ensures outbreak are stopped in the Sahel, protecting American population. Burkina Faso financial contribution. Ouagadougou is not paying the US government. Instead, it is committed to increasing its own domestic spending by $107 million to ensure the system is sustainable. Now, we have to talk about the framework. It is a 5-year memorandum of understanding focused on strengthening regional health security. The US will provide the funding, HIV and AIDS, malaria, and disease surveillance. And the program is expected to begin in 2026, April. Now, according to information, they said you might have. Now, there is a key part of this. They said by the end of the 5 years, Burkina Faso will integrate US funded health workers into its national payroll, taking over long term salary costs. Well, so now another information is that the US Department of State said you might have seen reports suggesting the US is asking for things like accepting deportees in exchange for aid. However, the US State Department explicitly denies any link between this Earth Pact and immigration agreement. While other countries like Rwanda and Uganda have separate deportation deals, no evidence suggests Burkina Faso will sign one. The state of department press release for Burkina Faso focuses strictly on health outcomes. So, ladies and gentlemen, regarding the health cooperation with the US, I think for now, it's a good deal. Now, all I will say is that Burkina Faso just needs to be careful, you know. But on the other hand, I think this is more like the US applying the methodology of China. If China wants to do business with you, what the Chinese do is that they invest first without asking for anything. When the Chinese when they wanted to have business with Chad, they entered Chad and they built an entire stadium, ultra modern standard. They built it for Chad. So this thing is like you do something good, then maybe later if you want to have some sort of cooperation or whatever, the people can accept you even better. Now, why I'm not worried about this is because the Burkinabe government said yes to it. So the fact that the Burkinabe government said yes to it, I'm not worried about it. You know, like I've said, the Burkinabe government so far so good. They've proved to be very accurate. They've proved to be very capable. You know, if it's some government, I will be worried. But as long as it's the Burkinabe government, I don't think I'm worried. In any case, I'm going to say the deal is it's a good deal as long as the Burkinabe says yes to it. Because so far so good, I discovered that whatever worry we had previously, Burkina Faso used to have. Whatever problem we've ever had with anyone, um, can you make me your moderator? I don't know how to do that while I'm on live, you know. I don't know how to do that while I'm on live too. Uh Honestly, I've not been able to forget how to create that. So um, that is the information that is coming out right now. And for me, I think they cannot completely ignore the Americans. Thank you very much. That is it. They cannot completely ignore the Americans. More so, there are informations out there that the Burkinabe government is locking away their people from the rest of the world. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the aim is to make your people better, give your people a good life, protect your people. So even if danger is just coming, even if danger is coming, right? Regardless of what is coming, it is the job of the people in the leadership class of Burkina Faso to protect their people. And as far as everything stands, Burkina Faso is doing an incredible job. As long as the people of Burkina Faso say yes, who am I to say no? At the end of the day, I am not a Burkinabe. Then, secondly, I'm only supporting Burkina Faso here. The Burkinabe people have the first right to whatever they want. At least they are the ones that came out during the coup d'etat to protect their leaders. So, for me, whatever happens, if Burkina Faso is saying yes to this deal, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much. Is there a question there? Thank you so much, Charles Lively. Whatever happens, what I will say is if Burkina Faso says yes to the deal, then it's their sovereign business. It's not in my purview to tell the Burkinabes that this deal is good, this deal is bad, as long as they choose in their own clear opinion to cooperate with the United States based on this health deal, then it's all right. Now, my issue is that my only issue with it is that I don't like the fact that it's free. You know, I don't like the fact that it's free. I don't like free things. Most especially when something free is coming from the US. I don't like the fact that it's free. But I'm not going to talk down on whatever the government of Burkina Faso have said yes to. I'm not going to talk down on it because it's their sovereign decision, like I said. Now, we have another information. The African Union had a meeting, okay? And what did they say? We've posted this video on the Telegram channel where the African Union was actually talking about, there was a question, there was a motion that was raised where the African Union representatives, you know, um, I don't like free things, that's all. Because the way the US made it look is as if it's free. Okay. Then that's the only thing I don't like about it. You know, if the US is saying this is it and this is what we want, then we have a clear, you know, roadmap to where we are going. But when somebody come out of the tumble and be like, because I just like you, I'm not giving you any type of value. I don't offer you nothing. So because I went to some church or some mosque and I went to pray, and the best thing you can do is to tell me, oh, I'm going to have mercy on. No, I don't want that. Like there should be a clear roadmap. Okay, this is what you offered, and this is what you are getting. Okay, this is what I'm bringing, and this is what I get to gain from it. So, like I said, nothing is free. Nothing is free in life, and I know everybody knows that. But I don't know why the US is coming with this. We will see. So now the African Union, they were told during their summit. They had another meeting recently. Um, so The African Union chairman was asked about the situation in the Sahel. What is going on, what the African Union intend to do with regards to the alliance of Sahel state. The African Union said we would love to intervene in the Sahel, but they don't have a constitutional authority. Those regimes lack international recognition. Terrorists are stateless, so intervention is limited. We can only engage their neighbors to collaborate with them for joint partnership towards ending insecurity. Cross-border instability in the region is massive, and the African Union is saying before they can do anything in Burkina Faso, if you summarize everything they are saying, um, I think you can tap my comment and oh, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Where is brother? Please, I want brother Omar to message in. I don't know if brother Omar is in the house. I want him to message. I want brother Omar Keita to message in if he's in the house. If brother Omar is in the house, I want him to send a message. I'm waiting for your message, brother Omar Keita. So just so yeah. So um what I would say about the African Union is I think the African Union is no longer okay. That's moderator. Virtual users can block words. Yes, and then moderator. Okay, so you are now a moderator. Yeah. So um I yeah, I've already added you as a moderator. So what I would say about the African Union is I don't know how the African Union always come up with this unconstitutional, constitutional. Actually, I don't at this point, I don't see the African Union as an organization that works in the collective interest of Africans. We are tired of saying this anyway. We've said it many times, and I don't think the African Union is going to change anytime soon. And I kind of think some of these their sessions, I think is planned. I think they've rehearsed. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Nelson. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, the African Union, the way they say things, right, makes me feel like they've already sat down and they've organized what they are going to say even before the question is like before the session. The African Union entities, right, which are non-entities, they've already demonstrated everything before they come out in the open to say these things. They said, you see, the African Union is a shameless organization. I don't know if there is any better adjective to qualify these people. To say Burkina Faso does not have international recognition. What do you mean by international recognition? Now I'm going to say this at this point. Like I continue to say, but I know that everybody is not like me. I would have loved a situation where it's not a fake news. The news of the US Earth deal is not a fake news. It's a breaking news. It's out in the public domain. Put it on any search engine, you will get it. Okay? And the fact that Burkina Faso is saying yes to the deal makes me trust the deal. Burkina Faso has a very, very good, understanding with, they still have the best so far. The Burkina Faso, the Malian, and the Nigerian government, they have the best government in Africa. undisputed. Whatever decision they've made, to me, so far so good, is the best. The GMO, everything, the repatriation of prisoners, LGBTQ is all over Africa except in the Sahel. So nobody is going to, nobody, if Burkina, since Burkina Faso said yes and they signed that agreement with the US, nobody is going to tell me otherwise. See, I have come to that point in this life where I have decided that whatever these people say, for me, is data hotel. So anybody can have fears. Anybody can have fears. Okay, how did, let me ask a question. When the coup d'etat happened, nobody knew that there was a coup d'etat, but Burkina Faso knew about the coup d'etat for so long. For so long. So these people are up to the task. That's what I'm saying. They are very, very well up to the task. So I'm not going to come and like, okay, maybe they make a certain decision or they choose something which they feel it will be good for their people. Okay, a lot of people are talking about herbs, like herbs can cure HIV. So far, so good. Like, I don't think there is a general herb right there that can cure a million. All these things are just speculation, right? I know that there might be herbs that can cure HIV, but have the people creating the herb, have they been able to reach a therapeutic and a toxic dose that somebody that has a compromised, liver physiology can take that medication, that herb, and it's not going to affect them? Now the herb might work on a normal person. Have we come to a point where we know that, okay, every herb come at a certain dose? Have we come to a point where we can say that this thing, okay, this is the therapeutic dose? If you have liver disease, this is what you should take. If you have a sort of nephropathy, this is what you should take. No, we've not to that. So right now, when it comes to HIV and AIDS, the United States has that monopoly. If it's malaria, no problem. No problem. So if there is something that Burkina Faso feel like the United States have a better intervention, come on now. It's a decision that they've made. Okay? It's a decision that they've made. And the US State Department is saying that they did not ask for any mineral concession or any prisoner repatriation or anything in return. The only thing they are asking is that the people that they are going to employ, by the time it's 2028, and it's not like they are giving Burkina Faso money. No, they are not. They are not giving Burkina Faso any type of money. Okay? Go and search. It's already out in the public domain. It's out there in the public domain. You can go and type it in the type on any search engine, right? Type it that the earth deal between Burkina Faso and the United States. So let me just show you this. They've signed a deal. This is it. They've signed a deal. Okay? They've signed a deal. They've signed a deal. They've signed a deal. It's the US Department of State that actually brought out this information. Okay? So if you are too lazy to go out there and look for this information, right? If I hear anyone say something like stop broadcasting fake news, I'm going to block you. Like, if I had the power to do more, I'm going to do it. You can't just come here and talk in a very mannerless way. We don't do that over here. If you fly from God knows where and you come here and say, stop broadcast, go and look for it by yourself. Go. It's in the public domain. Don't be too lazy. Come on now, I'm going to get this guy off. Go and get it by yourself. I'm going to remove you. We don't want everybody. We don't, like I said, we don't want everybody on this platform. We don't want people We want people that are that have their head intact. And I'm not going to come and blame the government of Burkina Faso. It's blocked. Thank you very much. I'm not going to come and blame the government of Burkina Faso. For I will never ever blame those people. If they make something if they make a decision and the decision is obviously wrong, we are going to speak against it. I'm not going to undermine them. What is the African Union doing? The African Union is undermining them. The African Union undermines them. Vladimir Putin is the president of Russia. He has made so many decisions that even me, I feel very bad about. But Russians will never allow you to undermine Vladimir Putin in any way or form, regardless of what the result is. So for those people that think Captain Ibrahim Traore will say something, Assimi Goita will say something, how many people can take the level of threats that these people have taken? Humiliation, insult, and every other thing. I'm not going to let anybody, like, it's not with me. I'm not going to stand where somebody is going to say, oh, it's a bad decision. And when you don't agree with the decision they've made, right? You feel so irritated to the point that you say the information is a lie. I'm going to knock you out immediately. Go to the public domain and search. It's there. So now, the African Union said something that the only thing, right, that they are going to do is to negotiate with the neighbors. Okay? The AES cannot be fooled. So whatever those people want to do, they can continue to say. So Brother Omar, when you see somebody that used to build some sort of chaos in the comment section, please let me take them off immediately. And probably if you need me to remove them from the channel, please, you can do that. I don't need 100,000 subscribers. Like I said, I don't need 100,000. No, that would be too much. So I've never needed 100,000 subscribers. Look, Nigeria is a country, even my country, Nigeria, is a country of over 270 million people. I'm sure it's more than 300 million. But in that 300 million, I can bet you that you can hardly bring out 30 million. Out of 270 million officially, you can hardly bring 30 million that are straight. So imagine you now pack 100 million altogether. That means you have almost 70 million. 70 that is not balanced. Come on now. I only want people that this fight is not for everybody. We are not hoodlums over here. If Captain Ibrahim Traore says something that this is what they feel is right, we are going to study it, right? The US have come out in the open to say, because rumors have been coming out after they made this information public. People have been saying a lot of things. But the US came out again to say that thank you, you read it yesterday. Thank you very much. The US came out to say through the Department of State that they are not asking for any mineral concession in return, because people have been lying that they agreed to the deal. That in exchange are going to be taking minerals and all of that. We have people that create information and tell lies. We have people that create information and tell lies. We don't do that on this platform. We will never ever do it. If something is not worth talking about, we don't even talk about it. I believe in those leaders, not because of emotion or anything. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people just talk about no. It's not some bandit republic. If these people take any step, I am with it. Look at how many terrible presidents we have in Africa. If people want to feel emotional, go and feel emotional with Paul Biya. Go and feel emotional with Yoweri Museveni. Go and feel emotional with Tinubu. These guys are far better than these people. They're far better. Hey? So now, you cannot even tell me that Donald Trump is better than Ibrahim Traore. You cannot tell me that Donald Trump is better than any of these three presidents. If any of these three presidents is to rule the US will be a better place. And I can guarantee you, any of these three presidents, if they are ruling the US in the next 4 years, by the time they are done, the US will be even a better place. So, if they say that this is what they want to go with, I am with it. Now, I'm not trying to promote them. I am bringing out the information based on the credibility that this information is already official. Now, the best I can do is to give my opinion. Okay, this is what I think about it. Like I said I don't like the fact that something is free. Now, what does it matter? I don't like the fact that something is free. Does it stop people from doing what they are doing? And I just want you to be aware, France is equally against the US. France is against the US sending delegation to the Sahel. France is against it because in the mind of France, we left a void. We left a vacuum. And to France, it's like the US is trying to block them off the Sahel, a former sphere of influence in their opinion. So you see most of the time that the French mainstream media, they continue to tell lies about this, about the US deal with the Sahel. When the US bring out an information, they change the caption. So some people that have been misinformed, probably maybe you've been reading from June Africa or RFI France or something like that. So we've gone beyond normal pick up information then broadcast. We are out of that league since even First Post, a US mainstream media network, right? They released an information. And I looked at that information that they released and I discovered that their source was RFI. I was like, man, this is propaganda. We are beyond the level of a certain mainstream media release something and we just go with it. No, we do our own deep dive too. We go deeper. What is the intention? Okay, what have they done? What have been said? How is this going to affect the people? So it is what it is. So now the African Union said the best they can do is to talk to the neighbors of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to make sure that the neighbors of Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, have peace, make peace with them, so that they can create a sort of cross-border security situation. But in my opinion, there is no way that is going to happen, except the African Union impose some sort of sanction on the government of Benin Republic, impose sanction on the government of Ivory Coast. First of all, you will have to do that. First and foremost, you have to impose sanctions on those two countries. Libya, General Haftar, till this morning, continues the clear out of operation of terrorists. Till this morning, I've posted another information on the media. Look at the number of capabilities that was recovered at the border between Libya and Niger. Everybody on our Telegram, did you see that number of rifles, right? There were some things that were thrown back. I did not even know if those were rifles or something. I just know that they were capabilities. Some were wrapped in clothes. When they throw it by you, they continue to pack weapons. So what I believe is that people continue to supply. And if you look at the rifles that they were carrying out, these rifles are sophisticated. Sophisticated. The rifles are sophisticated. Mirror image. Yeah, because I'm using the front camera. Because I'm using the front camera, that's why it's mirror image. Yeah. So I don't think the African Union even have the power to control the terrorist situation in the Sahel, because even yesterday, Benin Republic was attacked. A police station was attacked. The police station was set ablaze. In fact, the situation in the northern Benin is escalating gradually. And before you know it, the terrorists will start extravasating down south gradually. And, from Benin Republic, they might, enter Nigeria, a little bit. From Cameroon, they are already entering Nigeria. From inside Nigeria, they will still enter Benin Republic and they will enter Cameroon. So these three states all together now is complete chaos. Nigeria, Benin, Cameroon. So now at this point, I don't even know what the agenda of the terrorists is again. Because now they are beginning to move even southward of Nigeria. In Ondo State, some days ago, Ondo is like the far south of Nigeria. Terrorists came in and they killed the king. I think that should be 6 days ago. According to information, they shot the king several times. The bullet did not pierce his body. They moved closer to him and they smashed his head. He's a very old man. So probably he could not run, he could not do anything. So, but from the information they gave, they said they shot him several times, or 10. They were unmasked. They shot him several times and, he did not give up. Nothing pierced him, but they got close to him and they broke his skull. So, and that was it. So now, if they are now attacking generals, they are killing kings and all of that, Nigeria is a failed state already. Yeah, you spoke about the 5 faces. Nigeria is a failed state already. So before the African Union talks about, the situation in Burkina Faso, please, can you help? Can you do anything to even help Nigeria? Okay? Can you do anything to help Nigeria? Don't help Nigeria alone. Help Cameroon, along the northern border of Cameroon. If you look at the way this terrorists, a young girl and her elder sister were traveling back to school, university, they were captured by the terrorists. Look at the level of beating that those took in Nigeria. And a very useless entity is thinking about the 2027 election. Today, from Lagos to Ondo State, the road, afternoon, the road was blocked. Not because a car was used to obstruct. No. The terrorists came out in broad daylight and they were picking people from their vehicles and they were taking them away. Like, broad day, nobody. But when the people in Nigeria wants to talk, the liars in position, they will tell you that these terrorists don't speak English, they speak French. To back up their incompetence, to cover their incompetence that the terrorists are coming from neighboring country. No Nigerian can tell me that you can travel at night in this country. Now there is a certain information. In fact, in fact, when you talk about advisory, right? Advisory in Nigeria now. The latest advisory is that when you're traveling on a certain road and after 15 minutes, there is no car coming or car going with you, stop and probably turn back. That means something is happening ahead. The situation is terrible. Anybody, see, there is gross incompetence. Look at Zamfara State. Look at Borno State. You saw the video we posted on our Telegram channel. Did you see what happened to those people? They lined them up Their heads were in the same position. They shot everybody. That's Nigeria in 2026. But this useless organization that call themselves African Union want to come out from the sinkhole and say that they want to talk to the neighbors of the Sahel. Is it the neighbors of the Sahel that are battling for their lives? The situation of terrorism is out of the control of Nigeria. It is completely out of control. Let everybody stop this posturing and grandstanding. And anybody in any city in Nigeria, you think you are safe. You are not safe. You are not. I think they've not just built enough momentum to advance towards your position. The soldiers are they are fighting them, but we can see the result. It's not even favorable to the army. A soldier was talking in an interview. He said 300 in a day, a single attack by these bandits. 300. Day before yesterday, after a peace deal in Katsina State, peace deal with the bandits, right? The bandits came out the very evening of the peace deal. Very evening. They came out. They were collecting motorcycles from people. So these people, because they've actually reached a peace deal with the bandit, can you imagine? It's the government officials that went to negotiate the peace deal. They went to meet the policemen and they complained to the police. Now, the police feeling that we've just reached a peace deal, right? The police picked up their weapons. They entered their truck and they advanced on the location of the terrorists. The terrorists were waiting for them. They call them bandits. I don't call them bandits. They were waiting for the Nigerian police with GPMGs, with serious GPMGs. These guys, GPMGs, some GPMGs are supposed to be mounted on either vehicle borne or motorcycle borne, whatever. These guys were carrying it with their hands. And when the police came, they didn't run. No. They went to meet the police. And the police told them, why are you collecting people's motorcycle? They did not even, they were speaking outside to themselves. And suddenly, exchange started. The Nigerian police shot to the point that their bullet finished. Go and ask from English Allergy that I said this thing. The bullet finished. And when the bullet finished, the police tried to jump into their van and run away. The bandits shot the tires. They went there, picked out the policemen, but finished everything. Finished everybody. They cannot even reveal this information are not even out there. This one, see, if it's not over 300, if it's not over 200, Nigeria does not think it's enough. They believe a population of over 300 million people. So when 200 people goes, we are too much. And this sorry private organization called the African Union will now come out and say that. So tell me, in what capacity? What is the capability that the African Union has? Like, does the African Union have any type of way or form through which they can stop terrorism? They don't have. The African, no, let's even stop this whole kabuki theater with the African Union. And I think people should stop talking about the African Union. Like, what is the African Union doing in this situation? The African Union cannot do anything. Terrorism. Have they helped Nigeria? Have the African Union, have they helped Nigeria? Have they helped Cameroon? Northern Cameroon is in a total, in fact, look at Northern Benin Republic, Northern Ivory Coast. Even the US could no longer deny. The US said Northern Ivory Coast is a dangerous area now. because they were able to realize that terrorists are there. Even though the information, the advisory came out after, the video went viral, the video of terrorists entering the Ivorian territory, and the troops were there looking at them. The Ivorian troops were there. See, look, like I said, before you can have any type of meaningful progress in this life, you will know your truth first. And that your truth that you know will set you free. Anything outside that is a lie. The Burkinabes knew their truth. Now they are fighting. Sorry for a minute. Turkey has just created a new drone. So I'm talking to the Burkinabe authorities now. Turkey has just created a new drone capability. It's a stealth drone. The fire that this drone can carry, the firepower, is on a whole different level. The TNT, the capability is just on a whole different level. Better than the Bayraktar Akinci drone. So, just in case. Now, we have a counter-terrorism operation that happened along the Burkina Faso Ivorian border. That was yesterday. Now, it was the BIR 17, the 17th Rapid Intervention Brigade. Now, let me make a clarification. Even the official sources that people get the trusted platforms where people get their counter-terrorism information from, I noticed something and I will call it out. The image, the pictures that they used as receipts, it's old picture. Those receipts are old receipts. Those rifle capability, I was seeing PKMs, I was seeing GPM, like I saw a lot of rifles there. Those rifles are from 2025 counter-terrorism operation. Now, probably the people on the front line did not, I don't know, maybe days after some time, we'll be getting the credible information about this particular, operation. And according to reports, they said a lot of these jihadists were neutralized. A lot of them. And some of them fled into Ivory Coast. AKA safe haven. But the image that have been used to back up this information is from old military operation. So the information is real, but the image for demonstration is not something you should trust. Now, I'm not undermining the information, I'm just saying the image. And the reason why I'm saying it is because so that the enemies would not look at it and be like, oh, so the operation happened, but the image backup. I know the image is all over the place. So, but I want people to know that whatever is just, and they didn't show the bodies. So that's another thing. They just showed some rifles. They showed some things. Those are from old image, right? So, but it happened. The 17th Battalion of the Rapid Intervention Brigade crushed some jihadists along the Ivorian border. That in itself is legitimate. It's true. So now, what do I think about the Alliance of Sahel States? I think the Alliance of Sahel States should further strengthen their relationship with Guinea, Conakry. I think they should strengthen their relationship with Guinea, which is very, 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 very important. From what I've discovered right now, I think Guinea is one of the strongest countries in West Africa. It's one of the strongest militarily. I was opportune to watch one of their military parades, and I looked at some of the capabilities that Guinea carry at this point. Guinea is dangerous, Guinea is a dangerous player. I mean, the capabilities that Guinea have, I don't think anybody will dare. And their cross-border security is very, very sophisticated. I mean, when they engage those Sierra Leonean soldiers, I don't think that in any capacity the Sierra Leonean soldiers would have been able to do anything. They wouldn't have done anything. The Guinean troops were very, 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 very strong. Very, 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 very strong. So, I mean, it is very, very good that Guinea and Mali, they are on the same page. Now, the Mali-Senegal corridor, the jihadists have been trying to create some sort of disturbance along that logistic route. But, the Malians have been heavily militarizing the area. So recently, everywhere around that corridor has been Delta Hotel. So, which has now made, because of their failure along that corridor, I think they've now gone back to where they were trying to cause chaos before. And that is along the Sikasso Mamasoni sector. But the Baraktia Kinchi drone of the Malian forces continue to, send these people to history. Now, the thing is, I just got an information that Mali is still looking forward to bringing in more air capability. In fact, this is a very, very difficult. Now we are getting to a very, very difficult point for the terrorists. Practically, from evidence, Mali has more than 9 drones now. The last time I checked, they bought 6, 200 and something million dollars. We posted the receipt here. Now, Mali is looking to acquire. Now, those 6, they are different from the ones they have before. Now, they are still looking to buy more air capability. I don't know if it's going to be drones. I don't know. No. It's not the Su-20. It's not the Su. No. No. I think it's a different variant of air capability. It's not conventional. It's not the normal fighter jets. Okay, I believe if Mali can designate a whole Barakte Akinshi drone to Mopti, they sent a Barakte. Do you know Barakte Akinshi drone is? They sent a whole Barakte Akinshi drone to Mopti, just a single region. Like, okay, take. Mali has money. Oh, let's be honest with that. Mali has money. Money finish. Now Mali money finish. If you the money that those people have, because if you can designate a drone, those drones are expensive. If you can designate a drone, right? Thank you so much. If you can designate a drone, thank you for the donation. To Mopti. The Nigerian armed forces, they have TB2, they have different type of drones, but I know that the major UAV offensive capability that Nigeria have is the MQ Reaper. And we can count the number of MQ Reaper they have. I don't even think it's up to 5. Maybe you should check online. I don't even, that's if it's up to. You know that when Nigeria when you buy things from the US, the price is always crashing the roof, right? But in reality, and whatever, when you look at the capabilities that we are seeing recently, even the different type of drones that are coming out right now, okay? The drones, right? The missile capabilities they can carry at a single time. Oh, thank you so much, Gina Kuma, for the donation. Thank you. Even the missiles that they carry is still the same with the Baraktia Akinchi. So, I mean, it's a very, very good development. Niger has bought some new capabilities too, to consolidate for one of their aircraft that was damaged during that Diori Amani attack. Okay. Now I don't know if that particular aircraft can still be recovered, but I know that they've just got some aircraft in recently. So it's very, very good that they are building up in this capacity, because I will tell you for free that the southern part of Africa, the southern part of the West African states that surrounds the Sahel, they are not standing straight. In fact, these people, the best they can do is to collaborate with the jihadists. Yes, they are collaborating with jihadists now, like in my country. Oh, thank you so much, brother. In my country, right? In a situation where you bring terrorists to peace deal, and a soldier will carry the camera. A soldier is always the cameraman. And you see terrorists carrying rifles that are almost as big as their entire thorax. And they will be walking with their back like this, and they will be walking. And, the troops are there with them. So that is like they are cutting deals and they are eating chips. That's what is going on. But in the AES state, there is nothing like that. At least that I have seen. No soldier is killing terrorists in the AES and somebody is telling them that you are killing them too much. Because of their sovereignty, nobody is telling them that you have to respect the human rights of the terrorists. How can you come from anywhere and say that terrorists have human rights? I don't know. You see, this whole international law and this thing, it has destroyed a lot of things in Africa. It has. How can you come and say that terrorists have human rights? And if you look at the amount of money that the government is spending on this rehabilitation that they are talking about, the money is huge. You are hearing something billion, hundreds of billion. Now, what am I saying? The question is, are they even rehabilitating these terrorists? I don't think so. What I think, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. What I think is that some people are stealing that money, right? They are stealing that money. Nigeria. Listen, did you see the video posted on the Telegram today, where that guy went to the middle belt of Nigeria and is trying to return the people in the IDP camp, trying to bring them back to their home, and he's using his own money to build. You can see that the people, the officials that he's trying to work with, they are still trying to steal from him. The Nigerian officials, they are trying to do business with people's life. So when I come here and I say that, the corruption in Nigeria is morbid, is pathologic. A lot of people will think maybe he doesn't like Nigeria. See, I want this country. I love Nigeria and I want Nigeria to be better. But the level of corruption in this country is through the roof. So, first of all, the US should stop talking about, at least stop talking about, you want to provide area cover. The US is in Nigeria. A major general got ambushed. Along the axis where the US is situated. It's along that axis. Kebbi State. They are there. And the terrorist operation have just intensified. At least the terrorists should be, those Nigerians, all of you, those Nigerians that continue to say, the US is coming to save us. The US is coming to save us. At least, if everything you've been watching in the Hollywood movie, if it's true, Abi, the terrorists should be scared that the US are here. Hey, the US have come, they should run. That is not happening. The terrorists are going to places now, packing people. Now they are not even, they're not abducting, they are packing. You know, when you pack something, the terrorists are packing people now. And look at the ransom they are asking for. 50 million, 100 million, 200 million. 200 million, 150 million, 80 million. Can you imagine? And the sorry aspect of this was that they interviewed one of the terrorists. They said, what do you do with this money? He said they buy new weapons. He said they buy latest weapon. And it's somebody that is selling those weapons to them. So the first question you should ask, the reason why everybody should know that this terrorism in West Africa is political and is sponsored is, okay, if every border is properly monitored, if every port is properly monitored, if every airspace is properly monitored, how will these weapons come in? If the borders, the ports, if they are properly monitored, how will this weapon come in? Let's call a spade a spade. These weapons are being produced by some people and they are brought in. At least you are seeing weapons with scopes, with terrorists, weapons with scopes, with beams. There's this terrorist in Nigeria called Bello Toji. His weapon has scope, it has beam. I was looking at it and I was like, what? He's a bandit. He's not even a Boko Haram or ISWAP. Thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. So when I look at the situation in the Sahel and I see the level of fight they are putting in, wallahi, in my mind, it's like God bless the people of the Sahel. At least we have a good representation. We have people that are representing Africa in a good way. We have people that are not negotiating. A lot of people don't understand why I support them. A lot of people don't a lot of people don't get the why. The fact that there are some people that are honorable enough to put up a fight is more than enough. How many presidents in Africa? How many presidents in Africa can stand up pound for pound to any foreign country or foreign institution? How many? These guys got out of the ICC when the ICC was not standing straight. Then you started seeing people like the Tanzanian government started saying, yeah, the ICC is not this, the ICC. None of them have dared to leave the ICC. The Alliance of Sahel State left. So, man, when it comes to the Alliance of Sahel States, I don't doubt them for a second. And the level of information they have is scary. The level of intelligence they have is scary. So that is why when they deem it fit to say, okay, we are going to look into this deal, we are going to agree to this deal, I'm telling you, they are different. Kagame agreed to the United States bringing prisoners from El Salvador, from Colombia. He agreed that they should bring them. Paul Kagame of Rwanda agreed that they should bring those terrorists to his countries. He said they should not worry, they should bring them. That he has the capability to keep them inside prison. Now, when they canceled that deal, do you know that Kagame sued them? Kagame sued them. That you promised to bring criminals to my country and you did not bring those criminals. Kagame, Paul Kagame of Rwanda, he sued them. The case is still in court now. What did Burkina Faso say? Burkina Faso said they will not take them outrightly. It's not only Kagame. There are some other presidents that accepted that deal. When Bill Gates was going about marauding with his GMO and Burkina Faso said no. So looking at Burkina Faso so much, I feel like you know, these people they are on a different level entirely, and this is why I support them. I support everything that they do. Honestly, that's the best I can do. Look, I know that everything might not be perfect, everything might not be sweet, the road might be rough, but surely Burkina Faso, they can see their future. That is a country. Life did not promise that the road is going to be. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation. Life is not going to be a bed of roses. I have seen places in Burkina Faso with dust. Fine. Are there not places with dust in this Nigeria? Are there not places with dust? See, I have seen the slums of Algeria. There is no country in this Africa that somebody can tell me that they don't have a ghetto. Even in the US, you have ghetto. In China, there are ghettos. In Russia, there are ghettos. Any country you can talk about. And they have cities. It's in every country. Let nobody lie to you. It is not easy anywhere. But Burkina Faso they are not lying. That is one very important thing. Burkina Faso, thank you so much. There are so many slums in the US. Thank you. They are not lying about their progress. Burkina Faso president said we are in the 1800s. He said if we work hard, if we finish this Ouagadougou Bobo de la Soul Road, then maybe we can get to the 19th century. And truly, this man is telling you the truth. That's why they say they need partners. And if you look at them, they need partners, real partners, not criminals. So the first thing you should do is to know your truth, that this is where I am. And the moment you know your truth, that this is where you are, then the future is guaranteed. If you don't know, there is no homelessness in China, but there are terrible buildings. It was during the peak of the Russian-Ukraine war, and people said that China was supporting, that the people in the West went to bring out terrible videos, right? They went to bring out video from some very terrible places in China. And I was like, wow. So this place exists in China. Yes, it exists. Okay? The reason why it exists is because, okay, now, how do you tell your grandparents, your great-grandparents, where there are people that are 120 years old in this Africa? Yes, there are people that can live that long. That there are people that in Africa, they bring them out, they put them in the sun. They wear pampers for them. They are so old. These people will not want to leave their that house they built since 19 something. They don't want to leave that house. They can come and visit you, but they want to go back to that house. There are slums everywhere. Everywhere. You cannot. I have not seen that country. Even the USS Gerald Ford. What happened? The USS Gerald Ford. Even the toilet is not flushing. So it's not easy anywhere. Nigeria adopted GMO, unlike Burkina. Thank you very much, brother. Nigeria adopted GMO. They adopted GMO. Anything that is given to Nigeria now, they capitulate immediately as long as money is involved. Burkina Faso has honor. See, I am telling you, Burkina Faso have integrity. Yeah? Do you know that there is no deal you throw at Nigeria right now, as long as you can back it up with some money for some few individuals, they will sign it immediately. In fact, there are some bill in the Nigerian House of Representatives that they don't read them out. They just say once they just they will just say, hey, if you say nay, and just they will just sign it like that. That's how they sign them. If you agree with that, if you agree with it, you say yay. You say yeah. If you don't, okay, we've signed it. That is how you know criminal deals. There are bills that they will be submitted that day, they will pass it that day. Nigeria, you are playing with Nigeria. Go to our Telegram channel and see the video of that guy that is trying to even help homeless people. They were still trying to turn his hand to the back and collect the money in his hand. The level of shamelessness, the level of shamelessness in this place. So when you see that some of us support Burkina Faso, we are supporting Burkina Faso because you see we've come to a point where we know that, in fact, when it comes to money in this Nigeria, if you talk about sovereignty, they can kill you. If you talk about sovereignty, see, let me tell you something. The US have created some things in Nigeria that I don't think this country can ever have a revolution. Do you know that the US knows that there is internet fraud in Nigeria? The US knows that a lot of money, a lot of fraudsters are stealing money inside Nigeria. Do you know why the US have not done anything to eradicate it? They can eradicate it. They can stop that fraud. But do you know why they did not? A lot of people will wonder, when some fraudsters in Nigeria, when they steal a certain amount of money that is already going to millions, they capture them. The FBI go after them with Interpol and everything. They capture them. They pick them up wherever they might be hiding. Right? Even when some of them use VPN and everything, the US still go after them and they capture them. But they keep a certain level of financial exchange. The US, they know that more than 70% of the youth in this country now, this current youth that everybody is shouting about, the US know that more than 70% of them, more than 70 years now, they are into fraud that they call Yahoo. It came out in a Russian exam when they talked about the Nigerian fraud. They call it wire. It came out in their question. They've even given it an international name. Wire, Nigerian fraud. So the US knows that this thing is going on. What did the US do? They allowed it to continue. See, that is the US creating a huge level of dependence. See, that is, and a lot of people will say, the government is not doing anything. The US have been able to create a loophole. So if the Nigerian government go and stand up one day and say, we don't want to work with the US again, the citizens, those people that are benefiting, like let Nigeria come up today and say, we don't want to partner with the US again. So the US should come back by saying just one thing: we are going to stop all type of internet fraud. Let them come out overtly and make that statement, and let them in 12 days, let them do something. Let them do something that will stop people from having. You will see that a revolution with that revolution that you're looking for. That revolution that you're looking for, that revolution will start. That revolution, that protest, that mega protest that people are asking for, it will start. So that is why you see that some of them support the US regardless. They know the truth, but they still support, because somehow, some way, the US have already put that rope on their neck and just remove the chair and everything is gone. No moral compass, thank you. No moral. See, the morality in this country is gone. Go and look at that video. A government official trying to steal 300 million from that. See, when it comes to money, these people can do and undo. I looked at the video. I know that most of you remember that Captain Ibrahim Traore's personal bodyguard that they gave about 6 million. Is it 6 million? Is it $10 million? And that is the initial payment. That if you can take him out before this Damiba coup d'etat, there was a coup d'etat, right? Where they paid that guy and the guy went to submit the money to Captain Ibrahim Traore. Let me be honest with you. Let me be very, very honest with you. I have said, thank you so much. Thank you so much, family. I have said this before. I will continue to say it till the day of disappearance. If it is Nigeria that you give that kind of money, they will ask the people that gave them the contract that how do you like, okay, the deal is done, but how do you want us to complete the job? It will not be a negotiation anymore. It will be, okay, thank you for paying this money, but how do you want us to finish him? If Ibrahim Traore was a Nigerian, it won't be this long. It won't. So when we look at the level of morality between the two countries, so when you see that some of us support Ibrahim Traore, even when Nigeria was trying to fly that jet, that Lockheed jet over Burkina Faso, we stood with Burkina Faso. We stood toe to toe with Burkina Faso. And God saved everybody. If that escalation had happened, if Nigeria think that Nigerians are going to, if anybody from anywhere think, some people are talking about patriotism. Patriotism where? Where? As a Nigerian, what do you, this is one of the biggest oil producer, right, in the world. I buy fuel, unsubsidized fuel every day. This is Jen, right? Every day. I was working for the government. We had a strike for more than 3 months. I work in the histopathology unit, right? Deal with cancer patients. They did not even worry about the patients. For months, we came back, they did not budge. You are dealing with some of the craziest human beings ever. So when we support Burkina Faso, please, we are supporting them from a place of overwhelming love. Overwhelming love. In fact, to the level that is becoming fanatical. See, when honor and integrity is something that is rare. How many times do you hear from people that will come out and say things like, everybody has a price? Burkina Faso does not have a price. They don't. See, you see this Earth deal between Burkina Faso and US. If it's Nigeria signing that Earth deal, I will not broadcast this news until after maybe 1 month, when I've been able to get all the details, because I know that there will be exchange. There will be some very terrible exchange, maybe mineral concession. I said the US, let me finish this live like this. The US, they placed visa ban on Nigeria. This is the last thing I'm going to say on this session. They placed visa ban on Nigeria. The minister of solid mineral or something, he said, we have, see, come on, let's look at the sense in this. The US placed visa ban on Nigeria. The minister of, I think, solid minerals said, we have rare earth mineral. We can offer a lot to the US. We have those rare earth minerals they might be looking for. So please, can anyone explain to me the synergy between a visa and a rare earth mineral. The reason is because some people, the money they've been looting, the money that belongs to the people, they always bank this money in the West. And when US say they are placing ban or sanction on some people, that means UK is equally sanctioning you. That means their partners are equally sanctioning you. So do you understand? So that because they've all their life has been without honor, they've always know everything they know is how to steal. And everything they've stolen, they kept it in the West. So when the US say visa ban, okay, how does the visa ban of US affect me? Me, I will never enter the US. How does their visa ban affect me? Do you know why I will never enter inside the US? I know that me, the way I have stood against these people, I might probably be on their wanted list. I might probably be. My friend got to the UK. They picked him up. He's equally a Pan-Africanist. You know that US is now checking people's social media record if you want to travel to the US and all of that. They want to see you. They want to know who you are. So me, I have made up my mind. Okay, so if they talk about visa ban, how is it going to affect a common Nigerian? It is these people that continue to steal, and partly a very few percentage of Nigeria that is privileged that will probably be affected. The ones that have business overseas and all of that. But the ones that are mostly affected are the criminals. If you are doing a good business, you will believe that it's just for the time being. Because what you are doing is legit now. But these ones, they will be scratching and itching. Most of them have estates. They have real estate. You don't understand the level that these people have got into. If you mention the dollarization to some Nigerians, a lot of people don't understand. See, Nigerians are the white people of Africa. They are the white people of Africa. It is in Nigeria that you will see some people that will tell you, why are you so black? It is in this country that you see some people will say, why you are so black? Oh. So when you hear David Udein, when you hear people telling you that the Nigerians believe that they are deputy Western people, is not a lie. I was told several times that, why are you so black? Yes. When I was in the Southeast, I was in River State, in Madonna University, Elele. During my university days, studying medicine and surgery, right? I was told one day that, why are you so black? You are so black. Where are you from? That's what they told me. So it's the colonial heritage all over these people. You tell Nigerians not to buy Bone Street, they will take you out. That's why when they travel out, they want to show you that they even speak better than you. You see them go to the UK, you say, but that is it. Somebody that just traveled to the UK last week, this week he's talking to you, you are talking to the person, he's telling you that, I don't understand what you're saying. He just traveled like last week. You see them on the internet. I'm now in the US. Yo. See, Nigerians are the deputy Western people. Don't even try. Don't try it that you want to say maybe Nigeria will now join. Nigeria, know the see Nigeria. So when some of us see Burkina Faso, now it doesn't mean that Nigerians are 100% bad. That is why when some of us that are Nigerians see Burkina Faso, for that revolution alone, for the fact that these people have some way, somehow, sometimes in their life, said no to imperialism, we will support them to the very end. Thank you very much, Nigerians. Before a Nigerian talk to you, If you ask if a Nigerian if he has an argument with you, before you know, do you know who I am? Do you know who you are talking to? That is how you know Nigerians. That is how you know them. I have been told several times in Nigeria that are you a Nigerian? Or are you from Uganda? Are you from Togo? It looks like somebody that is from Sudan. I'm telling you, this is how this is how they behave. I think I've said this sometimes ago that some people in Nigeria will even tell me that you don't. And now some of them will say, you look like an Hausa. This one will look at the back of my head. They will say, he looks like an Igbo boy. None of them has ever said, I look like a Yoruba. None of them. Except maybe when I wear the native cap. So you are talking about unity. These are people that believe that there are levels to the division in Nigeria. Like I just told you, the complexion is one thing. That is why you see that a lot of Nigerians, right, they cannot even survive, right? They cannot survive without bleaching cream. Because people have been intimidated to the point that they believe that being white is being human. I don't know if a lot of people understand what I'm saying. They be like, why are you so black? The only reason why I was able to get out of all this nonsense was because I don't operate like that mentally. But I know a lot of people that are black, handsome, beautiful, too far, that like they went to bleach their skin to the point that they had skin disease. Some Nigerians, when you look at them, I don't know if you've ever peeled the body of a rabbit before. You know what a rabbit looks like when you remove the entire hair on the back of the skin. That's what they look like. Because they were intimidated by other monkey in a suit. That is the thing. So when they speak English, they believe that, oh man, our English is the best. We are the people that are closer to the West the most. That is why when you see all of them, they will say we are partners of America. When America said they were coming, they were like, oh, America is coming to save us, because they believe that by origin, they are West. I'm telling you, there are some people in this country that believe that they are practically somehow related to America. You cannot you cannot help Nigeria out. Forget it. You cannot decolonize this country. You cannot do it. There are levels. There are levels. There are levels. If they see a certain, let's say, fashion star. Now, there are some type of clothes you can wear in a fashion show, right? And you cannot wear them on a normal day. If a Nigerian sees that fashion, that dress, and it's a fashion show, right? They will go and look for that cloth and they will start wearing it during the normal day. Even though it looks weird, it is that Western idea. See, America does not, you can see that America just continue to order Nigeria. They just continue to order Nigeria left and right. Because a lot of people are mentally colonized. You see some people sack their trousers and they'll be like, yo, 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 yo. I was in class one day and 3 girls sat down and they were telling themselves, hey, bitch, hey, bitch, hey, bitch. They did not know the meaning of what they were saying, but probably they saw some Americans call themselves bitch, and the next thing they came to class, they were like, hey, what's up, bitch? I was like, who are these people? So that is why you see that some of them do not like anything. They don't like to hear about Burkina Faso. Because to them, how dare you challenge the Americans? So don't go and think that Lockheed Martin aircraft that was hovering in Bubo de la Soul. He didn't get there by mistake. That was why you saw that some of us, we doubled down on it, that you are a liar. You went there for something and you finally got what you were looking for. It is the westernness in them. America is there now. The situation is getting worse. But I'm telling you that some of them will tell you, hey, America needs to drop more bombs. So, I mean, you... I'm telling you, they pick up the worst examples. Thank you very much. So when I look at the youths, when I look at these youths, you are talking about population, economy. When I look at this population, when I look at, I'll be like, no. I'll no. 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 It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So when I look at the perspective and when you look at the levels of operation of the Sahelians, that's why I say these people are on a different level. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I'm a Nigerian. But I don't think I'm a Nigerian, but a lot of people will look at me like, why is he always against Nigeria? Like, come on, I don't hate Nigeria. But I can't help myself at this point to support. Yes, they did something yesterday. Nigeria did something. They did one great thing yesterday. And Elon Musk reacted to it. It was like, Nigeria has now banned any British or American model in their fashion industry. They said no foreigner will ever model in Nigeria again. And the next thing, Elon Musk reacted to it. It was like, right? You know why he said, It's like, hey, so you people now, you are now thinking. I think the problem with the US right now about Nigeria is that there is a suspicion that Nigeria might be drifting away from the West. They have that suspicion that Nigeria might be gradually drifting away from the West. And they know that by mistake, either Nigerians know what they are doing or they don't know. If they drift away from the West and they end up somehow, some way, they just rough handle themselves into the truth. You know, sometimes you scramble yourself to a place. You don't know why you got there. You don't know how you got there. But you end up getting there and you realize yourself. That would be the biggest mistake of the West. Now, I'm not giving an advice to the West. I'm just saying, if Nigeria end up escaping this colonization, it will be dangerous. It will be the day. See, that is one truth that cannot be denied. If some way, somehow, someday, Nigerians can just realize themselves. Majority of Nigerians have already started criticizing the whole US agenda in Nigeria. But there are too many deep states, there are too many agents already in Nigeria. But like I said, if one day these people end up realizing themselves by mistake, because I know it can only happen by mistake, it will not happen by intention. They are not intentional about decolonizing themselves. So if it happens by mistake, that would be the worst mistake of the West. It will be the worst. In fact, they will not want to do it. They will not even pray for what will happen. Because imagine that population going at you wherever you enter. It will not be easy. So that's why it would have been better if a lot of Nigerians are into this fight. It would be better. And unfortunately, the Android community is a community that is filled with so many Americans, people from the United Kingdom, people from Canada. I think Nigeria is number 7, right? And the reason why Nigeria is number 7 is because I think they won't even want me, right? Yes, Nigeria joining BRIC was a big problem for the West. They won't want my information to get to Nigerians. I understand. I'm sorry to say that, but I know that that is the truth. Because if I speak to Nigerians for a certain period of time, it might be a struggle at the beginning. But if it gets to a certain point that they get the message, it will not be nice. So if I am a Nigerian and I'm bringing this level of effect, imagine when you now have majority of Nigerians bringing their effect, their true effect. Because one thing I can guarantee you is that naturally Nigerians are smart. They are very, very smart. Both the ones that are educated and those that are illiterate. They are very, very smart. So if they can bring in their abilities to the revolution, man, it will be unstoppable. It will be unstoppable. But for now, pending the time, more people will join because I know more people is going to join. That is a truth that cannot be denied. I joined. I joined. I was like every other Nigerian before, right? Just going about work, come back home, work, come back home. Then the General Langley episode happened, and boom, I realized myself that, man, this is getting dangerous and I need to support this. Okay? And I started. And I brought my abilities into the game. So the thing is, a lot of Nigerians need to realize the essence of this. And the moment they realize it, I know that they will be scared at first because they will be like, what's going to happen to my money? But once they realize that if you have a better government, you have better policies, you have better everything, it will not matter what the US dollar is. It will matter more because that you people are free because your currency will climb. So they need to understand that. If they get to understand that, maybe everywhere will be Delta Hotel. So for now, families, I want to thank you all for coming. I really appreciate everybody that donated in the house. I know it's in your goodwill that you choose to donate to our cause. I want to appreciate everybody, man. This is just another day in the book. I woke up very late. I was very, very tired. And this is what I said. I knew that the Earth deal situation was going to create a sort of, it was going to create a shift. It was going to create this kind of scramble. But yeah, I'm happy that we shifted it and now we are okay. But just what I want everybody to understand is that the leaders of the Sahel, they won't, they won't, they won't undermine us. They won't do something that will affect our fight. I just want you to understand this. Okay? If everything they do is in our interests, Captain Ibrahim Traore, these leaders they don't think about the people in their country alone. They think about everybody in Africa. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yogi Fish. Thank you. They think about everybody in Africa. They even think about the Africans in diaspora. Do you know that Burkinabe delegation travel overseas to see Africans all around? Emmanuel Ouadougou do these things. He travels. I think the last time he traveled, it was in Spain. They travel to meet Africans. So we've gotten to a certain point in this fight, and I strongly believe that we've not come this far to come and exchange our struggle for what? So let us trust our leaders. We trust them as leaders. That is why they are our leaders. And we believe that their decisions are going to be best for us. So I want to say thank you for everyone that came today. I want to say I really appreciate you all for your support. And it's a blessing to have everybody here. I know that people join the Android community. Maybe they stumble across our live session and they will just subscribe. For those people that choose to subscribe, I really appreciate you. It means that we offered something of value. It means that you found a reason why you should become a revolutionary individual. It means we gave you a reason to believe that a time is going to come when Africa is going to be great. Okay? I got an information about this, but we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Okay? I got an information about this. People are beginning to threaten that Nigeria might split, but it's not a conversation for today. Oh, thank you so much, Cassandra. I really appreciate the donation. I really appreciate it. So, this is a conversation for tomorrow. We are going to talk about it. I'm going to bring um, this guy, Mackay of the Spearhead. I'm bringing him tomorrow. Then during this weekend, throughout, we're going to have a lot of guests in the Android community that are going to be coming to our live session Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are going to have a busy schedule. So I want to appreciate you all for coming, and I want to say thank you. Luta continua, Victoria Santa. Don't give up. Don't give up. We'll fight. Africa belongs to us all. It belongs to us. It doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to all of us. So everything we do is in our interests. So when we talk about what is going on in Cote d'Ivoire, when we talk about what is going on in Benin, we know what we are saying. We're fighting for the collective good of Africa, because we might not be here. It might be our kids. It might be our descendants. We don't want a situation where our descendants will be going through what is happening in Gaza right now, because some people made a very bad decision in the past. That is why we fight. This fight is not just about us. It's about the generation unborn. Because we don't know tomorrow. If somebody can wake up someday in the US, push out the ice, said some people are illegal aliens, it's a wake-up call. We need to fight. We need to fight for our continent. Thank you, and God bless you.